You are listening to Basement Chronicles with Lisa Dublin, episode number 9. Streamline your life to accomplish your goal. Hey, you made it! Welcome to my basement. I'm Lisa Dublin, a health and life coach, and I help professional and executive women to live, lead, and speak with confidence. Because you know what? Developing your confidence and deepening your faith in God is the best formula for an amazing life. So, are you ready? Let's go. Hey my friends, how's 2024 treating you? Thank you so much for downloading episode number 8 and in fact all of the previous episodes. Thank you as well for your feedback, and don't forget people, leave a review. Yes, you have to go on Apple or Spotify, wherever you're listening to this podcast, and leave a review. Tell people that it's doing good things for you in your life to get more people to, buy into it and to get it ranked higher in the statistics. So we want that. And the link to leave a quick review is below in the show notes. So just scroll down wherever you're watching and it will be in the show notes. Today, I want to continue speaking to you about a very specific and important topic in the whole goal setting journey. I want to talk to you about streamlining your life to accomplish a goal. What exactly does that mean? Let's find out. Let's begin by asking a question. I want to ask you a certain question. If you had to accomplish this most important goal of yours this year, who and what would you have to become to make it happen? Let me just repeat that. If you had to accomplish your most important goal this year, it could be losing that weight, completing that degree, starting that business, getting a relationship, all of these great things. If you had to accomplish this goal this year, who and what would you have to become to make it happen? Now that question rests on the premise that when you exercise constraint, choosing to do only a few things instead of trying to do everything, that is when you produce focus, and that is when your focus will accelerate your results. So I want to give you a couple examples. Let's say one of your goals for this year is to make 100K in your business. Who would you have to approach, speak to, market to, email? What products and services would attract that level of revenue into your company? What would you have to do on a daily basis, a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a quarterly basis to make sure that you are on track to be able to accomplish those goals? How much of this activity would you really need to engage in? It's very, very important. So immediately you begin to think of life like that in terms of the goal and only the things that you have to do to accomplish that goal. The minute you begin to streamline your thinking like that, then you're going to stop going after the wrong clients, for example, because they are not part of who is going to get you to 100K. This is within a business setting, right? You also stop, for example, listening to, reading, watching all of that extraneous material that just seems nice to do, but really does not move the needle on getting you to the finish line, because you understand the way that you're going to get to the finish line is with restraint and constraint and focus, and doing everything is not going to get you one thing. Here's another example. Let's say you wanted to lose 10 pounds this year. Who would you have to become to get that done? Immediately you begin to think of the kind of person who loses the weight. You constrain yourself, for example, to drinking more water than juice, consuming less sugar, right? Consuming less carbohydrates and more protein and more vegetables, all of these things. That is what is going to get you to the goal. So when you think of who do I have to become for me to accomplish that goal, then you begin to chip away, cut away, and to leave certain things and certain people behind. Talking of people, let's look at this other example. Let's say this is the year when you want to attract a mate. Who would you have to become to attract a mate of very high quality? somebody you actually like. Most times what you find is you attract the people you don't like. And that's because your net is just cast too wide, that you haven't become the kind of person who attracts a certain kind of other person. That's what you want to become. So immediately you begin to think like that in the area of relationships. Who do I have to be? In which circles do I have to move? Who should my friends be to help me to become the kind of person who attracts a high quality mate? Immediately you begin to think like that, then some friends will have to go. The friends who perhaps not into good relationships and are always talking very badly and negatively about men, maybe even hate men for whatever reason, but do nothing to encourage you to go after love and to go after it in a wholesome way. You'd have to ditch them, because if they're always speaking into your ear, what you hear is what you are going to become. Remember the saying, I always love to say it, that where your focus goes, your energy flows. So you want to be able to exercise restraint and become the kind of person who is accomplishing the goals that she has set out to do. In this podcast, I really want to offer you the following goal hack. Only do the things that will lead you to your goal and cut off everything else. Only do those things this year in 2024 that are going to lead you to that goal. It means that you need to take a deep dive for every kind of diet. Your social media diet, your reading diet, your television diet, your podcast diet, and I hope Basement Chronicles makes the cut for you, because it is the kind of podcast that will push you forward, that will give you strategy, and that will provide accountability to help you on your journey to becoming better, to help you on your journey to win. Remember, as I always say, I'm a health and life coach, and my mission is to help you win. I help you win through my speaking, my writing, and my coaching. I help you to get unstuck and to see outside of the boxes that you and other people might have imposed on you. You guys, we waste a lot of time on so-called variety, when what we really need is constraint. Whatever in 2024 does not support your goal, leave it behind and go after only what does. And it seems like you're being narrow-minded. But listen, the riches are in the niches, as they say. And where your focus is, your energy will flow. So if you are expanding so much energy because your attention is so divided, nothing gets that concentrated focus and strength and energy to be realized and to get to the top and to be the best in any area. It's time for us to stop being jacks of all trades or Janes of all trades. And it's time for us to literally focus on one thing and cut away at all the distractions, all the things that seem good to do but are not great to do. You want to be able to leave them aside. You want to shed them so that you can only focus on the things that will move the needle on your most important goals. If you make that decision to do only those things that will support your goal this year, you will get better. Now, you know what? The minute I asked myself that question of who would I have to be or become for me to accomplish such and such a goal, the minute I did that, a lot of things were put into perspective, and I got the strength and the courage to ditch quite a couple of things this year. There'll be no more just trying podcasts, okay? Until I've accomplished certain goals, I know the podcast that I need to listen to further that goal. That's where I'm going to stay. And I'm going to do it without any guilt, without any FOMO, fear of missing out. Absolutely not, because the goal has not been realized. There will be no FOMO, and I hope you feel the same way. The other thing is, the minute that I asked myself that question, I realized what the time wasters were, the attention takers were, the energy diverters, the effort diluters, the deadline sinkers, and the space fillers. A lot of what we do is buffering, is just wasting time and not really getting to the meat of the matter, not really getting to the jugular and holding that goal and going after it in such a granular way that we cut away all the fluff, and here it is, you and I and I have everything that I need. I've got to that point. I have no distractions. I'm going to accomplish that goal. A lot of what we do is just dancing around the goal, not really going in that laser-like focus that you need. So a couple things that you can do. Clean house. Clean your podcast list, your email subscriptions, your paid subscriptions, your Facebook groups, all of it. This year is a year of shedding so that you can get bigger. You know how, for example, you have to prune certain trees for them to grow bigger? Even with our hair, especially black hair, I think all hair perhaps does that. Like you need to trim it for it to grow longer and for it to be more healthy. So it's the same way you need to cut back and cut away so that the real and the essence of what you need to do will emerge. Other things that you can do. You can get rid of the fillers in your life. You might think that they're not doing any harm. But here's another thing that they are not doing. They are not moving you forward. And if that is the case, scrap it, unfollow it, unsubscribe from it, stop paying for it. When you do that, you create more room, more space, more time, more money, and more energy to go after the destiny-moving things. Now, you know what? I have to admit that shedding, that pruning, that cutting away, it can be painful and uncomfortable. It can be painful to cut out what is nice to have, to focus on what is essential to do. But you guys, I'm looking at 2024 as the next level, as a new level, as a higher level. And it is very true that you cannot continue doing the same thing and expecting a different result. We absolutely know that is the case. We prove it day in and day out in our lives. So this is the hack that is going to be uncomfortable, but is going to get you to the next level. Prune, cut, shed, so that you can be lighter and you can be more focused on what you absolutely need to do. You have to be lean and agile to run faster this year. Now, if you want more information on goal setting, if you want more inspiration and encouragement to do the shedding and the pruning, you might want to join my most important goal setting workshop. I'm going to be doing it on Sunday, the 28th of January. It will be a virtual event. The link is in the show notes, so please go sign up. It is absolutely free. I do it every year, although I didn't do it in 2023. So I usually do it like in November, December the year before, but this year things kind of got away with me. But we're back on track. Let me help you to accomplish your goal in 2024. Come attend this workshop. It's a 2-hour workshop on Sunday, the 28th of January. And I will be teaching you, if you have not already chosen your MIG, your most important goal, I'll take you through that process. If you have, the tips are still going to help you to confirm that you are on the right track or to give you extra information about cementing that goal and how the process for going after it. There's a process that I used to finish writing my books, to lose weight, and all of these things, okay? So I want to show you how I accomplish my goals, that process that I use, that it has been time-tested and tried, and even with my coaching clients, they have gotten results. I want to give that to you for free. So come into that workshop. Please sign up. The links are in the show notes, or you can go to my website, www.lisamdublin.com/MIG. Anyway, you guys, catch you later on the next episode of Basement Chronicles. And don't forget that today's lesson is streamline your life to go after your most important goals. I am Lisa Dublin. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for listening today. Now, I know that you prioritize your growth and success. So if you feel stuck in any area of your life, why don't you consider life coaching? My signature program, How to Get Unstuck Total Transformation, has helped so many professional and executive women to free themselves of limiting beliefs and habits, learn to love and prioritize themselves, set firm boundaries and stick to them, be more confident, move up exponentially in their careers, and become the best versions of themselves. How badly do you want to get unstuck? How badly do you want to be the best version of you? If you desire more, Take the first step right now. Go to my website, lisamdublin.com/coaching and book a consultation with me. Let's talk about your coaching needs because the life you want is totally possible.